yeah, just give me a second. All right, guys. Okay, let's see how we do this. So, this is my first time going live. How are you wonderful people doing? So, I wanted to come over here, sorry, and give a little bit of tea time. So, you're on right now with your girl, Tank, sipping and wine. Okay. So, guys, give me a second. Not my son is in the back. Oh, touche. Segment. Okay. I'm trying to find a cute little background, y'all. Like, this is my first time going live, so give me a little minute. I don't mind playing with the little. All right. I guess it's okay. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. I wanted to see what the rest of these little. Oh, okay. So, I have two little story times that's kind of back to back, and yeah, um, I'm trying to figure out how I can turn my comments on. So if anybody want to leave a comment, they're more than welcome. Whoopty whoopty doo, or however you say it. I don't think you can show like that type of stuff on live, like drinking. I don't know. So let's get into it. So I wound up taking my kid's dad back. I'm not even going to put how many times out there. Mind your business. You don't need to clock that. But what you do need to clock is the two stories behind it. So we're going to fast forward. Boom. Jump right in there. My kid's dad of 7 8 years on and off. We have 3 kids together. Um, he wound up coming home from jail in the year of, I think it was 2021, right? And he wound up introducing me to his sandbox buddy. We're not going to put no names out there. And they wound up introducing me to his sandbox buddy wife, right? To, okay, get into the flow of things. I'm texting a lady. I done gave her a nickname. She's texting me. Now, boom, she done introduced me to her little woman circle. And keep in mind, of 2021, I am now 30. I don't want to do the math that far back, but however old I was, they in their like mid 40s, 50s, like this group. The women is the women, not the men. Okay. So fast forward one day, like they having a little girls thing. This is things that women does. And she like, hey, what did she call me? I called her Pooh Bear and I forgot what she called me, but anywho, yeah, she like, hey, we're doing this little night out. You feel me? Whoop de woo. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, cool. So she come get me. I meet this lady by the name of, let's call her Sarah. And the first time I met Sarah, She was a nice vibe. She was an older lady. I felt like I could look at any single one of them as like a mother figure. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going over to Sarah's house. Sarah got two girls like me at the time. So I'm allowing my two girls to go over her two girls' house to play with them. I'm texting Sarah in the morning, like giving her the best greeting there was. I'm encouraging Sarah. I'm breaking bread with Sarah. I'm off the orange card for the people that know. Um, like I'm just venting to this lady about my kid's dad. Like, and fast forward to everything, just to fast forward real quick. This is why I'm putting this right here. Everything made sense because when I was sitting there and venting to this lady about my kid's dad, it was like no matter what he did, he could have fucking shot a pin, like a push pin through a fucking pipe and got me right here. And it just, no, baby, like, you know, some people just introverts and some people and da, 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 da. So it was just like basically like she really didn't see no wrong that he did. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Two, okay. Something happened along the lines like we moved from our place. I think it was in 2023, the beginning of 2023, like fresh 2023. My kid's dad winds up getting locked up. He wound up getting locked up to basically doing a little bit of time. Like he was in there for a nice little minute. Okay, he gets out of jail, welcome home. He comes here. And he's just like standoffish. Like, mind you, we got kids in the house. Like, he ain't really saying nothing to the kids. He just, it's like it was a dark energy around him every day. Like, in the living room, not saying nothing to nobody. Like, hitting his phone type vibey. Like, so one day I just came on my room and I'm like, if you not, you feel me, happy, you feel me, being here, then go ahead because you making me feel uncomfortable. Like I have to walk on eggshells. that that fool got straight up and was like, I be going by today. I ain't think nothing of it. I'm just like, okay, well, he be going by today. And within that day, it was like, he's, whoever he on the phone with, like, boom, they pulled up. Fast forward, 2 weeks later, my kids go stay the night with him. Like, I'm allowing my kids to, because I'm not that type of mother. I'm not. So I let them go over there. And they stay the weekend. When they come back home, I'm asking them, like, how was their time with their dad? Mind you, I knew he moved with a lady already, but he kept downplaying, like, I didn't know it was her at the time, but I knew because, like, his messages, his text response was, like, short. Like, he really didn't mess with me for some reason. Every time when I guess he feel like he mad at me or he want to hurt me, he moved like that or whatever. So in my mind, I'm thinking everything cool, but I guess in his mind, he was doing stuff for get back, which I don't know what happened. Because all I said was that, right? And he the one that left. He didn't have to, but he left. So I'm asking my kids, like, you know, did they have fun? How was it? And they get to saying, like, we was playing with daddy, girlfriend, daughters. And they said two names. And for the whole time, I couldn't think of the life of me, like, where is these two names coming from? Like, they sound so familiar. Like, where are they coming from? Right? To boom. Brain, you feel me? Light bulb. Boom, boom, boom. That's Sarah kids. So now I go to my two daughters, like, y'all remember Brittany and Tiffany, right? That was their names, right? And they like, yeah. So I text him and I was like, that's crazy. That was somebody that I looked at as my friend. Well, I thought was my friend because pardon me, and anybody out there, if you come across this live and you get to this timestamp, pardon me if I'm wrong, but if I didn't got invited to this lady house, right? And sometimes this was without the third party because remind you, I told you that he introduced me to his sandbox buddy wife, and then she the one that introduced me to the group, right? So sometimes we wasn't even doing things with them. It was just me and Sarah, like texting, chatting it up. I'm at her house doing her hair. We sipping. Like, it's so weird. This lady has been inside of my house on my birthday, right? On my birthday, and I wish I could insert the pictures. I don't know where they are. They probably not even on Snapchat no more. But on my birthday at my house, like taking pictures of me and my kids' father at the time, like, y'all look so cute together. This and the third. To now think about it, like, that was weird. Like, why? Okay. So I text him, you feel me, boop, 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 how I felt. And then I wound up texting her too. And she turns around and tells me that she never thought that we was friends. Y'all. We wasn't never friends. So I get to reiterating her like, bop, bop, like, so what you call that then? So I had nothing left to do but accept it. I was hurt. I was hurt like a, what they call it, a womb pup. I was beyond hurt. Okay. Moving forward, we're not really talking. Me and my kid's dad. Don't ask me how we wound up talking to the point where we had another baby. So our new baby was born of February of this year, right? But this is where, yo, I'm like, I'm overly done and everything like this. So mind you, we wound up planning this baby, right? I let him come back home from her. Yes, being honest, it's my truth. I don't care. Let him come back. But this is how that conversation went. So he wound up coming back from her house and downplaying their situation, like, whatever you thinking may be going on, it's not going on. You never know. I could be sleeping out in the living room. Da, da, da. And then at the same time, he turned around and pillow talking about this lady to me, right? So, okay, cool. I feel like I'm grown. He grown. We both grown. If we want our family back, that's what we going to do to make it work. It's nobody else's business, whatever, but ours. So I'm on that type of time like that. When he comes back into the home, everything seems cool, like it always is, like it always is in the beginning. With us, it's like a honeymoon stage that don't pass nothing past probably not even 3 months. If 4 months, that was good. But if that, okay, kudos. But 9 times out of 10, we're back not seeing odds. And please, please, like any man that come through this, I know how to take accountability. But I really don't feel like I did anything wrong in this situation with loving the man, holding him down, loving him from his flaws, and basically just accepting the bull that he did to me. So if that's accepting accountability, I accept for getting played with. Like, what's that thing? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 2 times, shame, whatever. We get in here. It's like we a happy little family. The kids is happy that he's back in the household. He's waking up to me, asking me like, how do it feel with him being back in the household? I'm like, it feels good to have a man in the household, and I'm asking him vice versa. He's kind of nervous or whatever, but okay, boom. So wind up planning the baby. Wind up finding out I was pregnant. Wind up contemplating it, and he was like, well, you know, it's not never really no time to be prepared for a baby. Like, so we might as well just go here. Cause in my mind, I'm thinking like, I don't need to have no baby right now. Like, I already got, you feel me, my kids that's already here. I'm struggling a little bit on top of trying to do better, on top of trying to provide. So I really don't see. But when he made that true statement to me, like, well, nobody is never really prepared for a baby. Like, it don't matter how much time you prepare. Anything can happen financially, mentally wise. Boom, you're fucked. So, okay. So I want to keep the baby. To, I think I get maybe, like, before I even make it to my second trimester, I would want to say, we was already hitting rocky statuses. And then, like, he was mad because, like, okay, if I wake up with a mood swing or whatever, he's actually taking it out on me. Like, you're crazy. You make me don't want to be here, this and the third. And it's like, I apologize for it. And then it's like, I'm thinking it's okay, but it's not okay. So come Christmas, we had a few disagreements, and I just wound up telling him, like, look, you gotta go. Like, you got 60 days. Try to make it work. I've tried. It's just, it's rocky in here. Like, it's to the time, it's to the point, like, he stopped saying stuff to the kids. He stopped saying stuff to me. He wouldn't do nothing for the kids. He would leave in and out. Like, he didn't have no, like, people in here to look after, to help. Like, it's supposed to be 50-50. And it just never gave that. No shade. Like, he tried when he wanted to, but I feel like he the type of man where he has to actually mess with the kid's mom in order to, okay, I see the tunnel. I see the light in the tunnel and want to take care of these kids. Like, if it's not there, it goes completely dark, right? So, okay. I told him he had to get out, so he wound up leaving. Like, around Christmas, before Christmas, maybe. To, like, he stopped. He never really was, but he didn't check up on the kids. Like, it was just a lot that I had to go through on my own, physically, mentally, emotionally, while I was pregnant with this baby. And I don't know why I didn't steer straight through this pregnancy and after. But I can tell you honestly that this how the conversation moving forward went. She was born. I asked this man to come in the hospital. He was talking about door dashing and trying to park. So I didn't pay them to come in, like paying for the parking. The baby gets released from the hospital, me and the baby. I'm like, look, what's your schedule? What we gonna do? You knew before this due date. You knew we had planned. Like, look. So he keeps saying like he can't give me no schedule. So I don't know if I was just overly dramatic at the time or just postpartum, but when he told me that, I immediately started crying. Like, so I'm ready. Like, I'm looking at it already. Like, fast forward. Like, oh my God, I'm about to be doing this by myself. Like, and mind you, I'm in my head when I told him to leave. Like, oh, I got this in the bag. I'm not texting him. I'm not calling him nothing. Now, when my water broke, I had my kids call him. Because when I called him, he didn't answer. He didn't answer neither. So I had my best friend, baby sister, go in his place. But he never even made it, even after the baby was born, not even to sign the birth certificate, right? So, boom. When I paid for the parking or whatever, he come in for a bit of 5 minutes. And then, like, he said he was going to come back. Never came back. The whole time, it was just me and my mother down there. All right, moving forward, because I think that I did move forward and I tracked back. So, moving forward, yeah, I'm like, what's your schedule? He like, he can't. So, I'm crying, boo-hoo, thinking I'm about to be doing this by myself. So he wound up later on that night leaving. Like, now don't get me wrong, before he wound up going back to wherever he was going at the time where I didn't know, but now today I know. He will always make sure like the bed, like her pamper was changed or the bottle was already made for her next feeding, and he will make sure the room is like room temperature. So I do give him that. And but then I think with him being with the lady that he was with the first time, he knew, or I don't know what it was, but he was basically playing like a child. Like, he wouldn't call in front of her. She probably didn't know at the time that he was even having a baby or had a baby, or that's where he was going, because it was times when he came in here, his phone would ring, 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 and he would reject it, and it would ring, 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 and he would reject it, and it would ring. Like, you get my drift. I never questioned it. I'm not that type of female. Like, if you just be honest with me, okay, cool. Like, it's nothing I can do for more than that. Like, I'm not about to beg you nothing. So, okay. I'm peeping it. I'm peeping everything that's going on with the phone, clicking it, huffing and puffing when she ring again, da-da-da-da. So, he gets to where he's at, and I forgot how the conversation went, but in the text messages, I know, I don't remember verbatim, but I know, like, he was like, you think I want to go through this? I always wanted my family. Basically telling me it was me playing games. And he was always waiting for me to be ready. And then where he was staying at, he couldn't have all his kids over there at once or whatever. And he had, at the time, 4. Now it's 5. So I was just like sold on that. Like, I'm real big on family and kids. So my straight message back to that was, well, my home is always you and your kids' home. Because keep in mind, I've known him for 7, 8 years. So I'm like, well, my home is your kids' home. They always welcome here. And I'm like, and whoever you stand with that's not allowing you to have all your kids at once, or you got to have them over there one at a time, that's crazy that you allowing that and that you're still staying there. He never, you feel me, spoke on that specific part when I said that. But he wound up moving back. But when I paid for his ride round trip to go get his things, he came back empty handed because he claimed he didn't stay with a female. So that would just leave a male, right? Because there's only two genders on this earth. Hope I didn't offend nobody, right? So if you didn't live with a female and they threw all your stuff out, then what you trying to tell me? Because why would a man throw all your things out? Like everything. Like the man came back with literally only the things he had on him. Nothing else. So I had to fund this man the whole thing until he started working and pulling his own weight. I'm talking about drawers, socks, t-shirts, the little, because he's supposedly Muslim, the kufis and the little robes and stuff, tennis shoes, toothbrush, haircut, phone bill, like stuff like that. I'm funding. Okay, he didn't want to be honest with me. Now, mind you, when he came back to the door, we were supposed to be starting over, like, trying to make this right for the baby, like, being in a relationship. But when I asked him that one question and he was not honest and I felt it in my being, I was like, you can still stay here, but I don't want to be in a relationship because I just feel like I'll never be able to trust you. And he was more so focused on you, so focused on the past, we here now, and I'm just like, I can't even move forward to the future because I just asked you something that just took place. Like, why you think I'm asking you this? Like, you came back empty-handed. And if you're saying that it wasn't a female, then why would a male do that? You get what I'm saying? But he didn't say that. He didn't say, like, okay, a man did it. He just was like, no, I'm not living with a female. And I was like, well, did a female throw your stuff out? And he was like, no. So I'm just trying to figure out, well, how the fuck? But okay. Everything seemed like it was perfect, though. And from when the baby was born, when he finally came back up until 3-4 months. My baby is now 9 months. He's back gone. He's back put out the house. He's back up there with Sarah and Brittany and Tiffany. Um, it's very unfortunate and it hurts a lot because it was just like, you could have been honest with me. No, literally, he could have been, yo. Like, I'm telling you, I accept full constructive criticism on me, my life, anything. 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 You get what I'm saying? So he was doing weird stuff, y'all. Like, this is example. He would just sit in the chill room and he would just have his phone to his face all day. If I bring the baby in here, the baby is welcome him with smiles and little coos, and he just nonchalant towards her. And I didn't like that, so sometimes I would take my baby back because a baby can sense. So it's like, what's wrong? And then it's like, if you had a problem with me, why take it out on a baby that you actually planned with me to have? Yeah, and then I never, no, but this is the weird thing. So this was the weird thing that I was getting to. When, I guess they started back messing with each other maybe October because it's now November. He would do stuff like, he was supposed to go to work. He left out with his uniform on. But it started being like, we didn't see him until like 7 a.m. the next, no, not 7 a.m., like maybe 5 p.m. the next day because his shift was first shift. And then it turned into like we wouldn't see him for a whole 48 hours. Then it turned into we wouldn't see him for a whole 72 hours. And then it started hitting longer than that. But every time he came in, he always had on this blue G-Raw shirt and these blue jeans and the same shoes. Now, keep in mind, he had a book bag and he had his uniform. But he would always come in with the same clothes. And I kept saying to myself, like, if he is doing what I think he doing, why didn't he just take his stuff or bend it? Like, what's the problem? And then when he would come in here, is the family in here, he would say hi to maybe one kid, would barely pay our baby any mind, wouldn't greet her, pick her up, kiss her, tell her he love her, nothing, right? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I don't get it. So, a situation occurred with my daughters. He's now gone for like 4 or 5 days. We call him because he's the man in the house. Hey, a situation just broke off. Blah, blah, blah. He get here in accurate time. I can give him that. But he came on. He came in with the same thing. This man got a key to my house. He can come and go as he please. He got the same thing on. I'm still not saying nothing. I'm not even saying nothing about, like, you ain't helping me with the baby. I'm talking about, like, I'm not getting her with diapers. I'm not getting her with wipes. I'm not getting her with changing diapers. I'm not getting her with, if she wake up in the middle of the night, like, okay, it's my turn because I know you done had her for the last 72 plus hours. I always had to take her outside with me wherever I went at. Like, it was never a time, like, he would just get up and go. Like, go to Philly, anything. Like, it didn't matter. He was on his own time. Like, he was still moving. Like, and then besides a baby, he just act like he didn't have no kids in here that we shared in common. So that was starting to hurt a lot, too. So I had told him, like, I gave him the same scenario like I did back in the day. You got 60 days. But I'm still thinking, like, he gonna help in here because at one point he was helping financially, like giving me money, buying stuff for the house, giving the kids money, and getting them things. But all that just stopped. Not helping with the rent, or not even helping with the kids, not even helping with appointments. Then a situation, he's so involved with the female that a situation happened with his son that me and him don't share. His son wound up still want to stay here when he left. Our second oldest son has autism along with ODD. So that's a hard challenge within itself, right? I take my son to his appointments, to, from, schedule them, anything. Like, if one of my kids right now woke up with an ear infection, I'm the one that got to find the ride if I don't have the money and get them there. I can't ask him for nothing, right? And I just left. Like, I finally was able to get out the house. My best friend came and got me and the baby. I just got out the house. Like, 30 minutes passed. My daughter called me and she, like, something happened between my two sons that's in here. So I'm asking him, like, hey, I know, like, he was telling me that day he wasn't supposed to work, but they called him in. So I'm like, hey, if you on your way to the job, tell them that you got to turn around. Or if you already there at the job, tell them that you have to leave. Y'all cannot wait for no stand-in to come in, basically. Like, this how bad of an emergency it was, right? For him to never have did that. For him to have done something, like, I don't even want to go into that. Because there's a lot of hurtful things. And if anybody watching this, I know y'all going to keep probably going back to, well, why did you stay? Like, da-da-da-da. And my honest reason for this was, I felt like because I'm growing and changing, so can he. So can the next person. But I realized, like, you can't sit there and wait forever for somebody to finally change and grow with you. Like, eventually, if you grow, it don't matter if it's with a family member, a loved one, period. If they not growing with you, then y'all going to eventually separate. But I didn't want to go through that. And then we had 3 kids. I didn't want to go through that. So I was trying to fight in a sense to make it work. And to show him that I loved him unconditionally. Even though the stuff that he was putting me through was, yeah, beyond. Because this is just one of the crazy stories. So, yeah. But I don't know. So, okay. So, when he came in that day, he just picked Nani up. Like, y'all know that little movie clip from, Don't Be a Menace of, Why Drink Your Juice in the Hood, like, the comedy part with the Williams brothers, right? And when one of the brothers came in and just picked the fucking child up for all the 10 seconds, then set him back down, like, okay, well, I seen him, whatever that dialogue was, that's what he did tell baby. And when the next time he seen her again? I think that was a Wednesday. He didn't see her again until Monday. Ain't even know the baby had an ear infection. Speaking of that, a high fever 3 days in a row. Like, I was back and forth taking my child to the hospital. Then wound up getting rashes. Like, you're not calling to check in. And I feel like I'm not about to call you to do that. Like, this was once home to you. In my mind, it still is. And in my mind, the same job company branch that we work under, they talking about they got you working at all these different branches underneath their job. But I just feel like once it started adding up, that's not what it was. He was staying at Sabre House and going to and work from there. He probably didn't have the decency to come here and say, hey, I'm going back. That's how I look at it. So that's why he kept either washing the same clothes or whatever. I don't know. The case is. But one thing about it though, moving forward and looking at that situation, I learned a lot from that. So okay. Now this is the second tea that it was just like, wow, you are really embarrassing. I have this friend, she's a female. Mind you, I probably seen her out of all of my life since I've known her, 3 times. And I've known her for like a decade plus, but I've only seen her like 3 times. No kid. No kid, right? I'm currently right now in driving school, so that way I can, get the proper guidance on doing it the right way. Cause I know how to drive, but one, I don't know how to drive with one foot while I'm getting there, cause I was practicing today. But yeah, I'm trying to get on my P's and Q's for driving school, whatever. And she was like, she hit me up on I do her hair in exchange for behind the wheel. Cool, help each other out. My baby father name comes up. And she like, oh yeah, I want to tell you something. Hold on, let me take this shot real quick. Hold up. Let me take this shot. Hold up. She like, Gary was just in my DM not that long ago. So I'm like, what you mean not that long ago? Mind you, my baby father was still here September. He just left the end of October. He and this girl DM asking, can she slide on his face like a snail? Just disrespectful, embarrassing stuff. And then when the girl was turning him down, telling him like, I know your baby mother, and then her baby father know me, like we call each other family. He's trying to like give her this foolproof story on they not really related, and she just hung around them back in the day. Her baby father used to be with him. Like, it still don't matter. Respect is respect. Once she says she came across knowing your kid's mother, like clearly, like it's a reason why she's saying it. And then like he let it go, and then came back in her DM days or weeks later on some, I need to have you in my life. I gotta have you in my life. And it's just like, wow, like that's crazy. Like what really comes to the light, what really is done in the dark comes to the light. And that's some crazy stuff to be hearing. So I just don't really know how to feel about that. Like I really don't. It's just the moral of the story for me is because it's not just with him, it's with friends too, close friends, like close friends that I have titles on. Honestly, y'all, I'm just ready to go back down to Georgia. I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland, but it honestly feels like Baltimore, Maryland is nothing but a succubus energy. It's no support here. It's no love here. Your friends come in forms as you're fighting over something so small, to the next minute they're calling you selfish and you're feeling like they're not being supportive. Friends come in form as you haven't talked to friends in a while, and when you want to check on them Monday and Friday, they low-key secretly talking about you behind your back. Love comes in the form of they can tell you they love you all day long up here, but that don't mean they really love you, because it was show through their ways. And I want to go where the support and the love and the genuine is for me and my kids. Like, I don't have a village up here. Myself, my God, and my kids, we would make the village, right? And I mean it in the most humblest way, because my baby father still does not help. He still does not. And it's to this point, like, people might think it's crazy. I just want custody of my kids all on my own. Like, I don't want to deal with nothing that I don't have to deal with. You not obligated, I guess, to take care of these kids, and I'm not about to force you. So I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. But I'd rather do what I gotta do in another state. Like, I don't want to breathe this air no more. It's not happiness up here. It's not a lot of people not walking in the faith of God. Like, it's challenging. It's real challenging. And I have lived down in Georgia 3 different times in my life so far, and I've liked the outcome. And my oldest daughter has too. So I just want to take me and my kids back down there, start over, get grounded, and start from there to make a new chapter. Because up here it's nothing. It's not helping. It's not like I'm just happy that my soul isn't tainted. I'm really happy about that. But I hope you guys like the tea time. Let me know. And I hope to see you soon. I hope to see my platform grow. To anybody struggling or going through something that's a signing out, know that you will, and you can. It don't matter any situation, high, low, in the middle. You can overachieve, overcome, you can restart. It does not matter. And you always need to know something. It's a motto that I teach my kids. It's always going to be yourself before and after that person. And now that it's a package deal with me and my kids, it's always going to be me and my kids before or after that person. Until next time, guys. See you guys next time on Sips and Unwind with Tink. Like, comment, or subscribe.